What's going on, fam? I can't see the chat yet, but we're going to pray for the best today. We're going to pray for the best today. I am going to be pulling from the Zodiac Tarot. I got a bunch of cards. I got a bunch of decks on the table. Like 10 decks on the table. So I don't know if we're going to be going back and forth between the decks. I'm not entirely sure what the energy is going to be like today, but for sure we're going to start out with the Zodiac Tarot. I hope everyone had a good last few days. Listen, I know I've been MIA, right? But I'm like learning how to be okay with certain things. So normally I would feel the need to like get on here, apologize, explain all those things. Today, I'm like, those of y'all who get it, get it. We Gucci, we good. We got a few more days, 222 on the clock. We got a few more days for this LiveMas. And so I don't know if this is like a download for the collective, because there's this energy of just like letting bygones be bygones and just kind of rolling with whatever's coming, whatever's gone, letting bygones be bygones. So I guess that's the first download coming in, right? Hi, Chinche. Hi, Deb. Hi, Corinne. Hi, Christina. No. I kind of just want to shuffle this up a little bit because it's been a while since we pulled from this one, so. And I actually forgot that I brought this bad boy out right here. Somebody's like, we need all the help we can get. Word. Word, word, word. We need all the help we can get. Four of Wands, first card out. Ten of Swords. We need all the help we can get. You heard? Page of Swords. And the Two of Wands. Y'all remember last week when we were tapping into that energy of like an unlikely alliance? Because that's kind of coming up again here. So the reason why I'm saying that off the rip is because with the Four of Wands and the Two of Wands, we got 6 wands here. So this is either one or both people. Because y'all know, the Four of Wands for me could definitely be one person just on their own. It doesn't have to be or have to do with multiple people. In the event we're talking about 2 people, same kind of concept. The Four of Wands with the Two of Wands is 6 wands. So for me, this tells me that one or all or one or both people are consciously making better choices, smarter choices. Someone here could also be making actual choices where like in the past, this person might have been indecisive. This person might have just been very much in the Seven of Cups energy. I was going to say in their cups energy. So somebody could have been in their bag, aka somebody could have been in their emotions. because cups is emotions, right? So with the 7 of cups / cups energy, somebody could have definitely been in that vibe. However, today or now or at this point or in this era or from now on, whichever one fits, someone's consciously making smarter choices, better choices. Someone's also making taking a more serious stance on something. Someone could be taking something more seriously now, whereas in the past, either they struggled with this or they were in denial about this, or they might have, because of the Page of Swords here, someone might have not seen something for what it was, or might have not seen something for what it could be. Long and short, someone in the past may have had an opportunity to get something, to be a part of something, and they may have overlooked it, or they may have second guessed it, or they may have felt like, that's not what I want. That's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to invest in. That's not what I want to take part in. That's not what I want to be a part of. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a business, whether it's just personal decisions on a day-to-day basis. My readings are general, right? So it could be any which one of those things. Either way, in the past, that's how they felt. And today, for some reason now, coming into the space now, current day, someone has made a decision on something. Someone has, it feels very final. Someone has made a final decision on something. Somebody's making me feel like, oh, we getting right to it. Okay, so we are. I mean, I guess, yeah, you could say that. Because there's very much the feeling of like, oh shit, hold on. I'm just like, let me sit down. Let me get comfortable. Like, we're already into the message. We're already into the message, boo. We are. We here. 6 of Wands. With that 10 of Swords, this is the energy that's kind of making me feel more than anything now. You know how I was like saying now, like very prominently? This is why. Because the 10 of Swords tells me that something was difficult, but that difficult era, that difficult time, that difficult space, that difficulty that someone was experiencing, whether it was internal or external, that's past, or it is passing with the 10 of Swords. With the Page of Swords, there is this energy where if this is one person, it gives off, you know how I always tell you guys, our sacred masculine, our sacred feminine, right? So if this is one person that we're talking about, if this is just you or just someone else, right? There's this energy of like, part of them really couldn't see the vision, really couldn't see the dream, really couldn't see the outcome, really couldn't see the end goal. But there was another part of them that was extremely optimistic and extremely, I don't know why they want me to say tech savvy, because I don't feel like tech savvy has anything to do with what we're talking about, but that might mean something for someone, because they're definitely pushing that. Someone else or another part of you is very like tech savvy. Tech savvy for me, I mean, you can take this in a literal way, but the way that I'm kind of feeling it is like logic, right? So tech being in place of logic. So someone's like, I'm, and I guess that will make sense for someone who has been in their 7 of Cups or has been in their Cups energy, right? Someone has been in their bag emotionally. And emotionally, because it hurts so bad, or because it feels so different, or because it feels so new, or because it feels, the feeling is off on something. Someone may have been struggling with their intuition. Someone may have been struggling with their intuition here, because it kind of comes off as like, emotionally, something is off. Something's not right. Something doesn't sit well. Logically, though, the tech savvy side, the logically aspect of this, someone's basically telling me like, logically, this would make sense. Logically, this would make sense. Oh, if this is a relationship, if this is in pertaining to a relationship, but this is one person's energy that we're tapping into, like one person in the relationship, whether it's platonic or romantic, there's this energy here of somebody who's like, from the beginning, this made sense to me because logically it makes sense, right? 1 + 1 is always going to equal 2, right? It makes sense in that way. This should have worked, or this should have taken off, or this should have made sense to y'all, because it's literal math. It's literal science. Like, it literally makes sense. Something with the tech savvy energy, somebody's making me feel like this should have taken off at this point. This should have made sense. This should have worked. Again, whether this is romantic or not, it's going to be different for everybody. But I think that because it didn't work, I think that got somebody kind of like fucked up. Like somebody's like, is my intuition broken? Because this should have worked. Like everything is in order. Everything is where it needed to be. Everything is how it needed to be. This is also the energy of someone on a very minor scale. This message is someone saying like, I did everything I needed to do. I played my part. I dotted all my I's. I crossed all my T's. How is it that this didn't work? Because in the event where I did all of that and put all that energy in, very Seven of Pentacles energy, how is it that I still didn't get anything in return? Or how is it that I still didn't get the return that I was working toward? Somebody's questioning themselves. Why the hell they just spun me on that whole scenario to say that? I'm not sure. But somebody's questioning themselves. And it's because of what they've been through. It's because of what they've endured. It's also because of what you've allowed. Let's not negate, like, let's not, navigate and steer away from that. Let's also take accountability. It's also what someone has allowed to transpire. Because someone keeps asking, well, why did it happen this way? Well, you allowed it to happen that way. Because logic, right, would have told you that at the first hiccup, maybe the second hiccup, this was going to keep happening. Maybe the first one you give a chance, but the second one, this obstacle, this problem, this issue, this fuzzy part here that doesn't fit in or that doesn't make sense or that shouldn't be happening, once you're seeing it, once you've seen it more than once, once it's popped its head, it's almost like the energy is saying something. You seen it, you didn't address it, right? Or you didn't change it, you didn't rectify it, but you did see it. And so when you ask, well, why didn't this work? Well, because you didn't do what you needed to do. Whether it was because it was hard to do it, whether it was because you was afraid to do it, whether it was because you were naive and oblivious, and like Two of Swords. So you did see it, right? But you kind of wanted to be like, nah, that wasn't what I saw. Reason why I'm tapping into that, which is very interesting, the way they just smooth operated my ass right into that message, is because there is a Two of Swords on the table. 10 and 1 is 11. 10 swords and a Page of Swords is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. Two of Swords. This is why when I be going on tangents now, I don't be stopping myself, because Spirit always shows me that they're in control. Every time. It never fails. I also, low-key, this is also one of the reasons why when I am now, like, taking a day or taking 2 days in between before coming back to go live again, I'm not being too hard on myself, because I feel like when I go live every day, it's more draining. As far as, like, if I'm spacing it out, I'm able to come back and, like, be on the money with my shit. So it's also that energy too. I was thinking about that earlier today. The Magician with the Four of Pentacles. Someone might have been holding on to something, and it may have given cheapskate energy, or it may have even given, like, very much wishful thinking energy. But with the Magician, whatever it is that Four of Pentacles, whatever it is that you're holding on to, or whatever it is that's being held on to, is actually going to be made anew or made different, like repurposed. This is like, think of, hypothetically, I mean, this could definitely be the message, right? But hypothetically speaking, this is, for example, somebody who's has like a really old dresser, like a dresser drawer, a bureau, right? You have a really old dresser and you're holding on to it, and the shit is falling apart, and it's like, well, get rid of it, buy a new one, replace it. You may already have a new one, you're still holding on to the old one. With the Magician, right? Because that's the Four of Pentacles. You're holding on to it, and on the outside, on the surface, or to other people, and maybe even to yourself, there may be a part of you that's like, why the fuck am I holding on to this? I'm saying a dresser because this is the way that I'm picking it up, but this could definitely be feelings. It could be emotions. It could be a grudge. That one stung a little bit. Somebody is saying, well, why are you holding on to this? Or someone's asking themselves, well, why am I holding on to this? But with the Magician, It's because it's going to teach you something. And in the event where, again, hypothetical example, the dresser drawer, someone's going to repurpose it. Someone, they need to be in the right space in order to do this, right? You can't do this if you're tired. You can't do this if you're not creative. You can't do this if you're worn out, which wasn't I just fucking saying this about me and the readings? That's funny. But if you're energized, if you're rested, if you've taken some time for yourself, if you've taken some space for yourself, if you've re-upped on your creative energy, on your rest and all of that good stuff, then you could do quite anything with the dresser. It's interesting the way that I picked that up because I've repurposed furniture. I did it for quite a few years in my life, and I actually had a dresser that was very old. I guess that's why I used it as an example, because I made the dresser into a kitchen island. It came out super dope. But that's the message, essentially. I guess that's why they gave it to me as an example, because it would make perfect sense to me to reiterate the message. Either way, here we are. Somebody could be tapping into their intuition in a way where it's like, I don't want to say it like this because I don't want to seem like cocky. If you know me in real life, you know that's the furthest thing from my energy. But they're making me feel like someone is maybe watching me, not because of the tarot. Someone's watching me because of what I'm doing. Someone has identified that what I'm doing here on this channel has nothing to do with the actual cards, which if you've come to that conclusion, then you're right, right? I don't know if this is an OG. To be quite frank, it may not be. I feel like most of my OGs have already crossed this bridge. They've already noticed this. They've already made sense of this. But it does, they're definitely heavily giving me somebody who's like, what she's doing, I do. She's controlling it. I cannot control it. Or I can't control like when it comes in. Or I can identify when certain messages come in. But I've experienced this a time or two before. Somebody's very curious. Somebody's curiosity has been piqued. Somebody's very, and it may not be about me per se. They're just showing me the message like this. But this could be anything. You can be intrigued. This is also in 2025 is going to be very interesting on the memberships, because when I tell you the messages, the way they've been coming in have been very direct, which is my style, but they've never really come in like that, the way they are now. Reason why I'm saying this is because I don't know if this is a societal thing, because what I was about to say is that this is essentially someone's being inspired. But that felt super triggering for me to say it, because whoever's energy I'm tapping into, it's almost like the majority of people do not want to admit when they're being inspired. They won't. It's like, think of like social media, think of Instagram, think of, you know, people doing really dope stuff, people that you know in real life, you know, and somebody that you know that, or somebody that knows you if you're the one doing it, right? And you're doing something on social media and people that know you or knew you in real life, because they keep correcting me, looking at you like, what the fuck is this? Like, what are you doing? You know, like they can't understand it. They don't get it. They don't see it. But I've always told you guys, they're not supposed to. They're not supposed to understand. They're not supposed to get it. They're not supposed to see the vision. It's not theirs to understand. It's not their journey. It's not their experience. It's not their purpose, right? And so there's and I guess there's like that line, spirit is drawing that line for me of like being able to discern. And this is the message, being able to discern between people who, there's going to be a lot of people that aren't going to understand. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to spew what seems to be hate or what seems to be envy. But in reality, it's because they're inspired, and their inner trauma or whatever the hell they got going on, they're going to be hesitant. They're going to be in denial. A lot of people are going to be in denial about admitting that you inspire them in some way. It's going to come off as like they don't, this is like people who act like they don't see what you're doing. And not just on social media. I'm using social media as an example, but like, this is even, whether it's at work, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's your family situation, the family you came from, the family you created, it's going to be different for everybody. I'm just using social media as an example because it's something we can all understand, you know, as I say the message that way. This is going to be very heavy in 2025, which is probably why it's coming up in the messages, because even in the downloads, like I literally have books here. right? Even in the downloads, it's been coming in. That's why I said the memberships are going to be wicked. Which also leads me to the announcement that I was supposed to make yesterday. I was going to make a post about it, but I'll probably make it today at some point, just letting you guys know what it's going to look like on the platform. We are a few days away from the end of LiveMas. So there's going to be some changes to the content here on this platform and naturally changes to the membership content. If you were on the live the other day, you already know because I talked about it a little bit. I just haven't like announced it officially. Page of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, and the Devil. Somebody's going to become very clear on the fact that there's certain things that they've desired that were not in alignment with them, or why these things weren't in alignment with them. Someone, Two of Wands and the Hangman. Someone's going to be able to see something in a way where they weren't able to see it before, which is essentially someone learning something. Page of Pentacles is my student. The Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. And the Devil is typically toxicity. It's something that's not good for you. It's something that's not in alignment. It's something that I don't think I've ever gotten this message for the Devil card, but it's something that's extremely illusionary. It's something that, if you think of devil energy, right? Devil energy offers you every single one of your desires. Every single one of your desires. But it's not too long after you get, because devil energy delivers. Delivers like same day delivery, right? What you ask devil energy for, what you agree, what you make deals with devil energy on. For some of you, devil energy is a person, right? I definitely want to say that. For some of you, devil energy is a person, an actual person. For some of you, devil energy is literally just that. It's the energy of like false opportunities making themselves extremely prominent, bringing themselves to the front of the line, making themselves extremely visible to you where you can't miss it, right? And it's essentially false advertising, because as quick as devil energy delivers in the event or when the time comes, because it's not in the event, it's not something that's maybe sometimes, it's every single time devil energy gives you something you've asked for. Every time you make a deal with the devil, when the devil comes to collect, it does more than collect. It does more than collect and take what it's given you. It takes more than what it gave you. That's devil energy. So for some of you, because when I said for some of you, devil energy is a person, somebody was like thinking back, like, like who would this person be? You would know. It wouldn't even be a secret. It wouldn't be hard to tell. It wouldn't be hard to identify who that person, if it's a person, is. Because they've taken more than they've given. For some of you, devil energy has taken because it's given. The Hangman again. I think someone, if this is romantic, someone has been dealing with a person for, and it doesn't even have to only be romantic. I want to correct myself on that one. Because this could be a friendship, this could be a family dynamic. But there is someone with this Hangman. There's someone that's been in this energy, almost like a hamster wheel, like going over and over and over. Whether it's doing it with one person, right? Or doing it in multiple, like in every relationship you've ever been in every friendship you have, or in most dynamics, you know, in your life. There's this feeling here of like, every time I've done this or that, I've always been met with this or that energy, and it's devil energy is what you've been met with. For someone with the Hangman, there's an energy here of somebody feeling like things have always kind of been this way, but for some reason now, because again, the Ten of Swords, Page of Swords that we saw before, someone's now identifying that this Hangman position was to benefit you, not to hurt you or take from you. It's not that you're stuck there. It's that Spirit is literally waiting for you to see it, not from it being done personally to you, or not from it being Somebody's looking at something like things are always being done to me. Things are always being done to me. And Spirit is literally telling someone, oh, it's being done for you. But what you're going to do with it is the question, which is why someone's in the Hangman. Because your devil energy is a difficult energy to navigate. But so why are you still bartering with the devil energy? Why are you still making deals with the devil energy? It's almost like someone saying, like, you listen, it's going to keep happening to you the longer you keep trying to make peace with someone who's not interested in making peace. Making peace with energy that you know came in with an agenda. There's also someone doubting their intuition. Because for someone, devil energy, whether it's a person or not, for someone, you knew going into this business, this relationship, this agreement, you knew that someone's intentions weren't, whether you knew why their intentions weren't pure or whether you knew what they were after or not, is irrelevant. All you needed to know was that your intuition told you this might not be it. You overlooked it, which is essentially why you ended up in this position. And it keeps happening, which is why you're in this position. Because as long as you keep making the same choices, you're going to stay here in this position. Because there's clearly something you're not seeing. I've said this mad times, and if you're OG, you've heard me say this a million times. The Hangman used to be the card for me, the reader, that triggered the fuck out of me. Like, most readers have that relationship with, like, the Tower or the Devil. This card, like right now, if this would have been me 2 years ago, this right here, this one, the Hangman, would have triggered me more than this one. This doesn't put fear in me. This one does. It took me a long time to understand that this energy here isn't stagnant. It's literally waiting on you. Whoever's in this energy, the energy is waiting for you to make a move. That's what the Hangman energy is. Especially the fact that he's almost always depicted as, like, literally a hanged man. He's upside down. It's a new perspective. It's a new perspective. It's a chance, it's an opportunity for you to see something in a way that you might have not been able to see had you not been here. Two of Cups. Two of Cups. And before I even say anything else, the first thing that this kind of made me feel is like these messages that we've been getting have been extra heavy on the collective. Like, it's extra heavy on, like, the Oprah energy of, like, you get some of this, you get some of this, you know? It's extra heavy on that because I feel like the Two of Cups just solidifies for me that we're going through this together. And it could be happening 1,000,001 different ways. It's going to be different for everybody's personal experience. However, the fact is that we're all experiencing it simultaneously. The Two of Cups. The Page of Swords again. The Ace of Pentacles. Spirit is funny. The Seven of Cups. When the Page of Swords came out, the first few cards that came out was the Page of Swords. When this came out, I can't remember off the top of my head what the other cards were in that spread. However, I was referencing the Seven of Cups. And I was saying that someone was in their bag. Someone was in their feelings. Possibly even because they couldn't understand why other people couldn't see their vision. Why other people couldn't see what they were aiming toward. Couldn't see their goal. Page of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. I can't shake the feeling that somebody's struggling with their intuition. I don't think this is going to be the case for long. I got to get that card because it's going to kill me. It's going to really fuck with me. Someone, I don't know if this is someone still in this energy, but for sure somebody here was very not secure and not sure what it is that they wanted. Because the 7 with that 2 would be 9 cups. We just saw the 9 of cups. I was just talking about the 7 of cups. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something here where someone may have been struggling to tap into their intuition because what their intuition has told them or what their intuition has been telling them hasn't been something that they have wanted. This is like, this is somebody saying, well, I want this relationship, but your intuition is telling you this ain't the one. So somebody's avoiding it. Somebody's trying to not. Somebody's avoiding it. Avoiding what the intuition is telling them. And I think after doing this for so long, because that's what it is, somebody's done this for a while, whether it's in pertaining to like one particular situation or it's just in general, like somebody always second guessing their intuition. After doing that for so long, what ends up happening is you can't even decipher what your intuition is telling you after doing that for so long, right? Because now you've already programmed your mind to thinking that what your intuition is telling you is not accurate, it's not correct. So again, whether we talked about that hangman energy, this is, you're there, you may feel stagnant, but it's not something that's being done to you, it's being done for you. You can't, there's no way spirit can move you past this if your intuition is not intact. There's no way spirit can move you past something if it isn't for you. It's like people are gonna, if you're trying to keep friends that are not in alignment with you, they're gonna keep fucking you over. They're gonna keep not being considerate with you. If you trying to stay in a place where it's not meant for you to be there, things are gonna always go not in your favor. Things are gonna always be upside down. Things are gonna always be chaotic. This spirit is literally like grabbing someone by the shoulders, like, listen, just listen. The irony is that whoever I'm tapping into is somebody who literally has said, like, again, things like this always happen to me, or I'm alone out here doing this. It's like, yo, you're not by yourself. It's just every time I'm trying to help you, every time I'm trying to talk to you about something or share something with you or help you see something, you're second guessing it. So how the hell, what else, you know, how else you want me to put it? I'm drawing pictures for you. I'm giving you that blueprint. I've given you the answers. Like, that frustration is also prominent too, of like, you may have done a lot. Ooh, 5 of Wands at the bottom. You may have done a lot. You may have like been in a position where you're constantly giving something, and it's either not appreciated or it's overlooked or it's undervalued, even specifically undervalued. And I feel like, well, what else? It's very much Queen of Pentacles energy. Like, what else can I give? What else can I do? I think spirit is like saying, well, why would you even, do you want to stay in a position where you got to keep figuring out how much more you got to give of something, even though you've given everything you already got? Because, I mean, if you want to stay in that energy, then you could stay in that energy, hangman energy. But if you do want to change that, look at why you did it. And then don't continue to do it. It's very simple. It could be very simple if you looked at it from that way, you know? 5 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. I don't know if I can Judgment and the Four of Cups. This is not the card I picked. I saw right here. Five of Wands and the Four of Cups. But now we have Judgment. Five of Wands, Judgment, and the Four of Cups. Ooh. With the Three of Cups, which is 7 cups. 7 cups, Four of Wands, and Judgment. This is literally somebody, I just said this, but this is literally somebody saying like, but these are my friends. How it's not, how the friendship is not the right thing for me. These are my friends. How this person is not my person. This is where I've been happy. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. But it's a 7 of Cups. There's something here that's not, either something that you're not, and it's your intuition. Because I wanted to say there's something that you're not seeing or something that you're not understanding, but it's because you keep blocking it out. This isn't something that's externally happening. Someone else, I mean, they could be pretending to be your friend, cool, but your intuition is going to always tell you like this ain't right. So the whole time that I've been doing this reading, it's essentially the same message. It's just they gave it to me 1,000,001 different ways. Because it just feels like you already know. You may be asking yourself a question. And the Spirit is literally saying you already know the answer to this question. Like, are we still going to waste another 6 months with this? Because if we're going to do that, I mean, again, the choice is yours. It's not, you can't go back and say this is something that's happening to me. No, you're choosing to do this. Your intuition has already told you this is what it feels like. That your intuition has already told you this is what it's going to be. Somebody's still trying to bargain, though. That's probably why we saw the Devil card. Somebody's still trying to bargain, and somebody's still trying to make something that's not supposed to be. Somebody's still trying to make it be something that it's not. It's never going to be that. Once it's a Four of Cups, the Four of Cups is something it's not in alignment with you. So there's nothing that you can do. You can't spin it. You can't sprinkle nothing on it. You can't shave it. Like, you can't do anything to it that's going to make it fit into your 10 of Cups or into your 9 of Cups, for that matter. It's not something that's going to benefit you. It's not something that has benefited you to this point. There's nothing that's going to make it be that. Someone's having a hard time with this. Four of Pentacles. Somebody could be saving their money to invest in something, to make a move, to move. Somebody could be saving their money. Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles energy is like, no, don't just roll past this. Like, stay on that. Stick with that. The Empress and Judgment with the Fool. I've said this before. I don't know why it's coming through again, but I've said this before in my personal life. Once you're angry enough at something or about something, that's when things start to change. Like, because if you're comfortable with something, it's going to keep repeating itself. But once you become angry about something and you allow yourself to have that, because there's a stigma with, like, with emotions, right? And if you show emotion, if you cry or if you're sad and you show that you are, then you're weak, right? That's the stigma. It's the same kind of stigma with anger. If you show anger, then you're the problem. If you show anger, then the issue lies with you. It's just a stigma in the way it's looked at, which is bullshit. Both of them, both of those scenarios is bullshit. In order to be emotional about things, in order to be able to identify what you're feeling about things, especially if it's like something that's extremely emotional for you, something that's extremely sensitive for the masses to even speak about, then that shows strength, right? Because it takes a lot of courage to be able to do that. In the same essence as with anger. It's like people oftentimes look at fire energy and they're hotheads and they're temperamental and they're way too much, right? But you never want to look at what it took for someone to be in that fire energy, right? Because that's where the real homework needs to be done, right? So if someone's angry about something, you're going to rectify whatever's being done, or you're not going to allow something to continue to be done, right? And again, this is different from someone who's just a hothead and angry, easily angered by everything, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about someone who's genuine, someone who is respective, someone who is respectable, someone who has integrity, someone who has morale. When things happen, right, and it's being unjustly done to you directly, you're the one that's being affected. It's only but so much that a person is going to be able to take. Now, if this is not a specific person, this is the energy of what someone is stepping into. Because when I look at the Four of Pentacles, even though it's earth energy, there's a sun on the card, first of all, right? So it's definitely giving fire energy. But it feels like someone is holding on to a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, a lot of things that were unjustly done, pushed forward, right? But I feel like someone is holding on, and it's almost like their better judgment. Like someone's trying to be the bigger person. Someone's trying to delegate a situation or delegate situations. Someone's trying to be the middle person, the middleman. Someone's trying to play devil's advocate. Someone's trying to remain balanced, like keep a balance in something that is, I don't think balance is the goal here, which is the thing. I don't think the situation, whatever the situation is for you individually, I don't think the situation is meant to be balanced. If anything, this looks to me like this angered you. It's supposed to make you angry. Because what do we do from here on out? Now what? Where do we go from here? What's next? Because obviously this made you angry, so you're not going to stay here. That would be asinine. It would not make that would be not conducive to stay there if you know that you're angered, if you know that you're being treated unfairly, if you know that you're being disregarded, if you know that you're being abandoned in your stance, if you're being judged. Obviously it's not good, it's not safe, it's not ideal to stay, it's not smart to do this. So spirit is literally looking at someone, waiting for someone to become angry enough about something. And even if, like, not even angry with other people, fuck other people, right? It's being angry enough with yourself to have to make that shift. It's like when people say they're not happy with their weight, okay? Well, you're going to either keep gaining weight or keep losing weight. You're not going to actually make a change until you're so in disbelief or so enraged with how you've allowed yourself to get here or get there, right? And this is not just weight, but like with everything. I'm just using this as an example because it's like once you become like angry enough, like, nah, we're not doing that. I'm not going out like that. I'm not trying to be like this. I'm not trying to be unhealthy. I'm not trying to be 28 and can't even go up a flight of steps. Like, we're not trying to do that. Like, you got to get angry about it before you start making changes. I don't know who I'm talking to for this because I feel like this energy of just breaking free from certain dynamics. And I think I think 2024 specifically has been a long ass, because it feels like it passed like this. But if you think back to like the days and the day-to-day shit that we've taken part in and dealt with and gone through, it's almost like it dragged out in this like really negative, heavy space. And I definitely feel this energy. They're showing me like cartoon characters that are like super drained. I don't know why they're doing that. That's very interesting. It almost looks like somebody's making me feel like this almost doesn't even feel real. Like when I think back to this last year, it almost doesn't feel like it really happened. Someone's definitely feeling that, because the way that they just brought that to the front for me is like, I cannot even believe that happened this year. I don't know if it's a singular event, if it's just a number of events that took place, but there's this energy of disbelief, heavy disbelief of like, bro. And for some of you, this is more serious. This is like losing people, like people dying, or like getting news that's like, you cannot go back once you've learned this. This is like being diagnosed with things, or having certain realities being pushed forward. And again, it's that energy of like being thrown at you. This is not coming in slowly. This isn't coming in, and this would have already happened. So I'm not trying to like make anyone afraid. This is things that have already taken place. Things have already transpired. Finding out that the person you've been with for 10 years been cheating on you for 5. Finding out that, for some of us have been diagnosed with things that cannot be reversed. Life is going to look different, period. No matter how you spin it, life is going to look different after these events have been made, pushed forward to the front, been made clear. We saw the 10 of Swords. That was one of the first cards, right? Probably the first card that came out today. But then with the Page of Swords, it's like, I can either look at this. Somebody's also being extremely optimistic, because, and I know it's usually like the Page of Wands that speaks of optimism, but the way that the whole message is resonating, because it comes off as like the 10 of Swords, it happened. It can't be, once it's been announced, once it's been shared, once it's been spoken out loud, like we can't take it back. We can't unsee what we saw. We can't undo what we did. We can't unhear what we heard. Like it's just not possible. And so what are you going to do, collective? Are you going to sink, or are you going to swim? Because with the Page of Swords, even for some of us who have like gotten life-changing, for some of us life-shattering news, you still have some time to go out with a bang. Specifically, that's what I'm hearing. It's like you still have time to shift certain things. You still have time to experience life in a different way. You still have time to, for some of us, if this has to do with your children, me, my daughter's 18, is it would be very not ascended of me. I don't think that's the right way to say it, but it would be very dumb of me to say things or think things like, because my daughter's 18, I can't make up for anything that ever went wrong, or things that ever hurt her, or things that I didn't get right as a parent, a single parent, right? I mean, listen, I could say, well, it already happened. Fucking, like, nothing I could do to change it. But I would be only projecting and taking part in and making the decision to like keep going through the same cycles, or making worse cycles moving forward. If I had that mentality of, fuck it, like it is what it is, it happened already. Because on the other side of that, I could literally look at it like, damn, these things happened, or these things didn't happen, and they affected her this way. How can we change that? How can we move forward in a different way? How can we, and I'm just using this as an example, because it's the best example I could give for the message that I'm getting. For someone who would be like diagnosed with something, you can't reverse the diagnosis, right? You have it, whether it's an STD or life-changing illness or life-ending illness. Life is happening, right? We're only getting older, and things are actually taking place. We're not just living no bills and no care in the world anymore, the majority of us, right? And so no matter what the news is or has been for a lot of us, for most of us, it's almost like spirit is pushing us to like, you still have time to readjust. You still have time to reprogram. You still have time to experience life different. I don't know why they're showing me someone smoking a cigarette. So it's like someone getting diagnosed with something, but that if you choose to look at it like, well, the damage is already done, I'm gonna smoke 8 more packs of cigarettes a day because fuck it. That's a choice that you are entitled to make. But don't be surprised then when things start, the devil energy keeps coming back to collect, right? Don't be surprised by that. And don't sit there and say that this is something that's happening to you. You're choosing to do these things. That's essentially the message here. Because it's like, even with a diagnosis, even with something that cannot be reversed, you can still make it a more pleasant experience than what it has to be. I don't know who I'm speaking to, because this at the end, this last few minutes feels very specific. Y'all would know better than I would. Either way. Collective. This is going to wrap up day 29. No, 28. What's today? What is today? Hold on. Today's the 28th already. So, this is going to wrap up day 28. I'm intending to be on here for Sunday service for day 29. But I don't want to make no promises, right? Because life just been happening on this side of the camera for sure. So, we're definitely going to be on here for the new moon that's coming up. Our second new moon of the month. And we're definitely, I think that's the 30th. I think that's Monday. We're definitely going to be on here on Monday. No matter what I got to do to get on here on Monday. And more than likely, as of right now, I'm planning to be on here for day 31. Which is Tuesday. I can't promise Tuesday. I don't know how I'm going to feel on Tuesday. Honestly, quite frankly. So, I love you guys. For anybody I'm not going to be seeing, or who's not going to be seeing me for the Tuesday. I think Tuesday is the 31st. I hope you guys have a good new year. If you celebrate that, I hope you guys have a good holiday. If you celebrate the holiday, any of the holidays you're celebrating, even though these are weekdays, it's like weekend energy. So just be careful. Don't get into no vehicles where anybody's drinking. I love you guys wholeheartedly, and be in the lookout, because probably today, in the next like hour or so, I'm gonna be putting the community post up to let you guys know like what changes to expect coming into January on this platform. I love you guys wholeheartedly. I fuck with you guys the longest way. And don't hesitate to hit that like button if anything resonated, and I will catch you guys hopefully tomorrow, if not for sure, for the new moon on Monday.